This is Elena Reve, field reporter for Channel 15. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the many viewers who gave their positive feedback for the Ghosts of Sunderland program we ran back in November. Liz writes, "Dear Elena, I enjoyed the Ghosts of Sunderland program so much that after the program I gave you a standing ovation. Liz, that's so appreciated. Thank you very much." Elena, thanks for digging up some old friends. I knew them well. I can't wait to see who you dig up next. Signed, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice? I'd better not go there. Dear Elena, it seems like my mailbox has a target painted on it. Why is it that my mailbox seems to be targeted by the snowplows? Can you please do an investigative story on the town's snow removal? Signed, Anonymous. Town snow removal. Miracle workers? Or mailbox assassins? This looks like a story for Elena Reve. Have microphone will travel. Elena Reve, investigative reporter for Channel 15. Highway Department, look out. All right, who's in charge here? Excuse me, I'm looking for the person in charge.
Oh, that's me. I'm Chip, Highway Superintendent.
Could I have a moment of your time? My name is Elena Reve. I'm a reporter for Channel 15 in Sunderland, and we've been receiving some interesting comments about the Highway Department and how they've been treating mailboxes. So we're hoping to either clear your name or get to the bottom of this problem here.
Oh, let's see. Mailboxes, that's going to be an ongoing issue as long as there's snow removal. A lot of them in town some of them are actually hanging over the town ways.
Are you saying that people should move their mailboxes farther back from the road?
Some of the boxes are actually hanging over the blacktop, and if you look at one of the plows, you'll see how the cutting edge of the plow comes up at an angle. You need 18 inches from the cutting edge just to get the plow by the mailbox. So in a lot of cases, we actually have to move over and then back to get the full width of the road. So we're leaving snow in a traveled way, which shouldn't be. Another problem is that some of the mailboxes they aren't really designed for New England. A lot of people buy the plastic box, and they're a low maintenance box, and they're fine for southern states. But what happens in New England, in the winter, the plastic becomes brittle. So when the plastic is brittle and the snow makes contact with the mailboxes, they shatter. And you have to take into consideration the weight of the snow. In a 12-foot travel lane, 1 foot of snow, 1 foot wide, 6 inches thick. By the time the second plow gets to it, you're looking at 6 cubic feet of snow being discharged off the plow. And if you want to follow me over here, I will show you.
All right.
The narrow end of the plow gathers the snow, and this snow is constantly circling in here, pretty much like a snowblower. So all that snow is discharged right here, all the paint's worn off, which is 42 inches, which is about the standard height of what the Postal Department requires. So you've got a funnel of snow about this big around. We're doing 20 miles an hour. So you have approximately 40 pounds of snow discharged at the height of a mailbox. This snow is circling, and it discharges here. At a slower rate of speed, what happens is the snow falls off up against the existing snowbank and goes back under the truck tires. So you've got to have at least 20 miles an hour to get your snow to discharge here, which unfortunately is the same height as the mailbox.
So what you're saying is that it's not the snow plow itself that's hitting the mailbox, it's the amount of snow coming off of it.
And the weight of the snow. And we've got people in town that have had boxes since I've been here we've never had a problem with.
About how many miles of road do you plow?
Let's see, we've got probably 37 miles of plowed road. The town has just over 40 miles of road, but some of them aren't maintained in the winter. So if you took even 35 miles of 4 passes, we do approximately 140 miles one time around town, plowing miles, lane miles. And 7.5 miles of sidewalk, and I think 11 town buildings that we take care of.
That's a lot. How many staff do you have on call?
There's 3 of us full-time, and then we have 2 people that are on call, either retired people or people that are available to come in.
So when you make the decision to go out plowing, do you use the Weather Channel or an almanac or aching body parts?
No, generally you look at a long-range forecast, and it's amazing how they can put men on the moon. They can't come up with an actual weather forecast. It's close. But we'll come in, we'll start, trucks are loaded, and we do an initial sanding, and people probably wonder why you're sanding when we're going to get a foot of snow. And the reason for pre-sanding is, you shouldn't even say sanding, it's actually treatment, because it's a 50-50 mix. It's 50% sand and 50% salt. And by getting the salt underneath the snow before it starts, you've got a chemical underneath, so you won't get the snow won't stick to the road surface as much. Kind of like greasing a pie pan before you throw your dough into it. We do the initial sanding, all the trucks come back in, the 3 sander trucks come back in, the plows are installed. And once we get enough snow, a couple inches, 2.5 inches to where it starts affecting traffic, then we'll start plowing the roads. And that'll continue until whenever the snow is done. And then once it's done, then we've got about 8 hours after the snow stops to get around and get all the roads done, all the parking lots, all the sidewalks, etc. Years ago when I was a kid, snow would be on the roads for a month at a time. And now people have got acclimated, I believe, because of the state roads where they expect to see bare blacktop, and people are driving. People used to drive appropriately for the road conditions, and now everyone's got a sport utility and it's 50 miles an hour.
So what was your worst snowstorm experience?
Worst snowstorm experience? Too multiple, I think. I don't know. This is my 17th winter, and you never know what you're up against. Some storms, we've had a storm 10 years ago, wet snow, heavy rain, temperatures dropped to 0. There was 3 or 4 inches of ice packed. All the towns were in the same boat. State roads were frozen, trees were down, wires were down, telephone poles were down, couldn't get emergency vehicles out. That's probably some of your worst situations, but every storm is an adventure. You have one of the last storms, 2 flat tires on a dump truck, broken hydraulic lines. If with a small crew, we don't have a mechanic, so what'll happen is if someone breaks down, then one of the other trucks has to tow the truck back in. So you went from 3 big trucks on the road to 1 big truck on the road. So then the phone starts ringing because my road hasn't got plowed. No one understands that we've got mechanical problems. So you end up with, 2/3 of the trucks are back at the garage, and the guys are trying to get the trucks running. But in the meantime, the phones are ringing, people are calling, people are complaining. Everyone's in a rush now. No one really respects what you do. They're all trying to get from point A to point B. So if the plow truck is in a way or the sander truck is in a way, they're going to pass you. And I don't know, I just think everybody would slow down after a while, but they don't. We've had people throw shovels at us, people throw brooms at us. They stand in their driveway, guarding the driveway, watching the snowplow guy come up the road. It's really funny. We're the bad guys. All we're trying to do is clean the roads. But they get really defensive. They'll stand out there like this with a shovel or broom, and they'll look at you, and they want you to drive around them because of the fact that I've just spent all this time. And you can see the situation because they're in the same boat we are. They want their driveway clean. We want our roads clean. So it makes it interesting.
Well, one of the perfect examples was this New Year's Day. While everyone else was celebrating, these guys went out and had to plow the roads, and we sent our ace cameraman to see what the in-cab experience is like.
Ace cameraman. That would be, I believe, that individual that was blocking my passenger side mirror, so I couldn't really see behind the truck because every time I looked to the right, all I saw was Tommy Z and his camera. Game plan. Remove snow from traveled ways. Montague line,
trucks split up. One truck takes Torrey Road Reservation. I turn around, take center line of 47 back to Falls Road. I take Falls Road. We meet back at Falls Road. 2 passes 47 south to the Hadley line. Turn around at the Hadley line. We pick up Plumtree. We pick up South Silver. Back to Old Amherst Road. Trucks split at Old Amherst. One truck takes Hadley, take Russell. And then we're looking at probably 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on whatever. And then we start over again. And we do this until the storm is over. And once the storm is finished up, then the trucks split up and 2 large trucks sand and the 1-ton sands. The other pickup cleans up all the small intersections, corners, and then once that's done, then we concentrate on all the walks. Usually Johnny Scribb comes in, there's about 8 miles of sidewalk that he takes care of when he gets here, and a safety complex, library, town office. Let me know if those cars are still on the road. There were 6 cars parked along the west side of Reservation. I'll call the police department, see if we can't get them out of there.
Merritt! We push it too much. Yeah! What's the problem? You're blowing the snow in the roadway! We'll take and push it back on you, okay? You tell Carly to come outside. We want to get a picture of her getting blown over. You want us to sleep off your driveway when we're done? Town do a good job. Town's doing a great job. Thank you very much. Happy New Year. Thank you.
Well, thanks for taking the time to talk with me. I've really learned a lot about the mailboxes and how some people just don't situate them well enough in the fall. You should always keep them far enough back from the road and make sure they're strong enough so that when the snow from the snowplow hits them, that they're not going to fall over. And you guys have a really great staff here. Any comments?
No, I'm just glad it's spring. It's been a long winter. It started November 20th. And I was out yesterday, which was March 19th, whatever. So we've been 4.5 months of winter, I guess, the most material we've ever put out. We've sanded town ways, I think, 56 times this year, which is the most we've ever done. And all we got to do now is just clean up the material, I guess, we placed all winter.
You guys have a great staff around here. Any comments?
No, the 2 full-time guys actually are... they're brothers. It's Eddie and Bob Skrybisky. Both of them live in town. Actually, they both born, raised, educated, and still live in town, so they're really dedicated. It's the hardest part about snow is trying to find people that are still crazy enough to go out and do it. And I know some of the larger towns, if you need a 15-man crew, you're calling 30 people to get your crew in. I never had a problem all winter. These guys, they were here every storm, never tired, never sick. Or if they were tired, they never said it, but...
Well, if you guys need a new driver, I mean, I'd be willing to check it out.
Okay, let's see. Here are the keys. Here's my cell phone. Congratulations on your new position. You're going to need a Class 2 license. I give you the Class 2. And thank you very much. Been on vacation. Enjoy.
amazing. After a full winter of snow plowing, these trucks are pristine. This has been a fun experience. Oh.
If you do lose one, we do have spares at the highway garage.
Well-
Beyond repair, we do keep a bunch that come in from bulky item states. So there you go.
Well, thank you very much. This is Elena Reve signing off.